In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a header and footer to a Google document. And the first thing we need to know is what is a header and footer. Well, a header and footer is a space in the margins, the top and bottom margins, where you can put text that will appear on every single one of your pages in your document. Now, let's look at this here. I've got a document with multiple pages. And if I add a header to this document, which I can do through Insert, Headers and Footers, and Header, if I put some text in the header, so let's type Hello World. And if I click out of the header, it says Hello World there, but it also now says Hello World at the top of all of my documents. Now we can do the same in the footer, but I'm going to show you a different way of getting to the footer. I mean, we could go to Insert, Headers and Footers and choose Footer. Another way of doing it is just to go to the space where the footer should be, right-clicking, and then you find yourself in the footer. So let's type in Hello World down here. And again, what's in the footer of this page also appears in the footer of every other page. Now, why is that useful? Well, it's probably most useful for things like page numbers. Most magazines, books, newspapers will have the page number that you're currently reading. So to add the page number to the footer, let's scroll down to where the footer would be so I can see the change from one page to the other. And again, I could go to Insert, Headers and Footers or Footer. And you can see the keyboard shortcut. That's quite a complicated one. So I'm just going to right-click where the footer would be. And then I can click in there. So let's insert the page number. I go to Insert, Page Numbers. And then I've got a choice. And let's have a look at these closely. You can see page 1 and 2 starting from the first page. This has a blank page and then page 1. And this has the same, but it's in the footer. So let's go for this one. So we start counting on the first page and it's put our page number. Now you'll notice there's a little grey box around this. And that's to indicate that this is an automatically updating piece of data. So if I scroll down to page 2, you can see it actually has the 2 there. Now it's just showing us that because it does update, because otherwise any other text that we put in there stays the same on every page. So I could put in front of that something like page 1, so people know what that piece of information is. I could center it in there, and now every page will say page 2, page 3, page 4, which is quite nice. Now some other information you might like to add to that, I could add something like page 1 of, and then I could insert the page numbers page count, and this tells me again how many pages there are, and this is updating piece of data. So again, if there were more pages in the document, it would reflect that, and if I delete some pages, it would change that. So we can see now 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6. That's always useful when you're printing. That way, if a page goes missing, people know that there is a page missing because you've said how many there should be in that document. So that's how we can add a page number to our footer. Now, another thing we can put into our footers are things like the title of the document and maybe the author of the document. So let's insert a footer and do that. So headers and footers, and let's insert a footer. And here in the footer, I'm going to put the title of the document. Now I'm going to put the title of the document on the left-hand side. So my document here is Headers and Footers Demonstration, and that's going over there. And let's put a little tab, and I'm going to align the other bit to the other side, add a right tab stop over there, and I might insert the page number. Insert page number, and let's do the page count like so. So if we just zoom out and we can see what we've got here, you can see it's title of the document and the page number, title of the document and the page number running through each of my pages. But what if I think, well, let's change the document here. So let's call it headers and footers demonstration. Now, if this page already has the title of the document, it might seem a bit peculiar to have the title of the document on the very first page. Well, that's all right, because if we click in our footer, I can choose to have a different first page. And this means this does not have the footer that the others have, but has a completely different footer for that first page. So perhaps I want to leave that blank, or maybe I want to put the author's name in the footer or something similar to that. That just gives me, ticking that, gives me that option to have something different in this footer. Now, another thing you might want to do is you might want different footers on different pages. Imagine you were turning this into a booklet. The odd and even pages may want different footers from each other. And we can do that too. We can go to options and we can go to footer format and we can choose different odd and even pages. And if I apply that, you can see there's just footers in my odd pages. So my even footer might have something similar to, let's insert the page number. So there we are, and I'm going to do a tab and put a tab marker at the right stop at the other end, and maybe I'm going to put the author's name over here. So e.x.ample. So there we are. So that's the author of the piece of work, and now you'll see that even pages have the page number and the author, and odd pages have the title and the page number. So you can set up your document and customize it in any way you like with your headers and footers. So everything we've applied to the footer we could do with the header. It's entirely up to you.